started in just a few minutes here. Just making sure this thing's working, making sure the audio's not wonked up. If it is, I'd appreciate it if literally anybody told me. I'm a professional. And I'm also just now realizing the internet hasn't heard my voice in probably a couple of years now, I think. It's been a long time since I did the Let's Play thing. And I've become a mom since then, so... You know, doing the mom thing. Anyway, now I'm trying to do the game dev thing. And, I'm relatively new to this. I picked up Game Maker, years and years ago back in high school, back when it was still just Game Maker, and the name Mark Overmars is forever going to be burned into my formative memory, I guess. I say that like I wasn't already a teenager when I started this whole game dev thing. But I never really sat down and knuckled down and really learned anything about game dev for real. Except for like some programming here and there and like how to move things on the screen sometimes in Game Maker and then Unity. And then Unity had their whole kerfuffle, which I don't think I was the only newbie that they scared away. And now I'm using Godot. Because, I mean, look at it, it's great. Anyway, this is going to be my first ever game dev stream. I'm thinking I might like to do this a couple of times a week. Game dev is something that I've started really doing, just as like a hobby, something to do while my kids are, you know, taking their naps. And they usually, excuse me, generally give me about, an hour and a half to 2 hours. So if I could do 2 hours a week, no, not 2 hours a week, 2 hours a day, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, then that's like 6 hours of streaming that I could do every week. I do have a part-time job as well. Otherwise I'd do it every day, because I'm just enjoying the process so much. But, again, anyway, I guess that's enough of that. This is my current hyperfixation. So who knows, maybe my next hyperfixation will be painting, or I'll go back to crochet, or who knows, we'll just play it by ear. Anyway, I see I have one viewer. It might just be OBS screwing up a little bit and reporting me, but if anyone out there is listening, if you could tell me whether my audio is janked up or not, I'd really appreciate that. I do have Twitch open on a second display so I can actually see the chat. But anyway, my focus today is just going to be on commenting my scripts so that I know what I did, because I've got a crap memory, and the last thing I can rely on is myself to remember what I was doing an hour ago. So this will help me out in the long run. Anyway, if you're new, if you've never, you know, seen me before, or like seen my Twitch stuff before, or even my YouTube stuff before, you'll know that I try to be very relaxed when I do this kind of thing. But yeah, I'm also like open to teaching people things. I know very little, so there's your little disclaimer there. I know very little about what I'm doing, but maybe we can learn together, and that could be fun in its own way. Let me just make sure my phone is in Do Not Disturb mode. Alright, let's go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start from the top, right? And, like literally from the top. Like, I'm gonna start with Alien in my Monsters folder. Look at that fabulous script. And I'm just gonna go ahead and comment through everything, kind of brush up on my GED script knowledge, I guess, as I go. Kind of narrate what I'm doing, so if anyone is in here kind of like watching and they want to learn a little bit of GED script, maybe they can learn with me, that kind of thing. Anyway, alien.ged is just extends enemy. What that means is this extends the enemy.gd script. And that's it for script done. This is a little more complex. I'll just copy and paste to that. It's not stealing if it's my own code, right? There we go. Okay, this is the physics process. Controls physics associated with this node scene. Oh, I also put my comments on the line above. I don't know where I learned that standard, but yeah, if that's not your jam, then I'm sorry. I'm going to continue commenting above what happens. Okay, controls physics associated with this node / scene. Having a physics process in this code overwrites the physics type physics process in the inherited enemy.gd script. Have the gravity. Gravity times delta. That's fine. Okay, set velocity to 0. What this does is it stops enemy from moving sideways even when bumped. It doesn't work perfectly. Every once in a while when I'm playing my game, I'll notice that whenever I bump a flying enemy especially, they'll still kind of like move to the side a little bit, but they won't continue with that weird diagonal trajectory that they were getting before. Okay, check for wall collisions. If there is one, then change direction. That's what change dir is. I got this script from a Zenva tutorial project. That's actually how this thing started, was as a tutorial project on Zenva, and I've just kind of expanded on it since then. Changes the direction of the enemy. Okay, and I say wall collisions, I should say wall / ceiling collisions. Because what bat.gd is it's my flying enemy for this game. Excuse me, I'm a little bit stuffy today. And then we're changing that. Okay, and then move and slide just makes the physics work. Makes the physics work. Alright. Okay, what's next? I'm gonna go ahead and just close everything. I don't know, I feel like it'll help me stay organized if I go through. Okay, character body is the enemy class. Base for other enemy scripts. So technically I don't even really need alien.gd to extend enemy, but I did that anyway just in case I wanted to expand on the alien.gd script. Speed is constant, change direction is what we use to check collisions and change direction. Okay. On ready, it basically calls the raycasts that detect. My T key's not quite working right, so I had to kind of slam it extra hard. That's what happens when you let your kids play with Hot Wheels on your keyboard. It's a laptop too, so my T key's a little bit wonky, but whatever. Okay, calls raycasts that detect wall bumps and whether an enemy is about to drop off a cliff or not. Okay. Do I actually use this game over scene in here? Do I? Oh, game over. I do not. Okay. I'm gonna comment that out and see what happens, because I don't think I'm actually using that right now. Don't mind the title, it's not great. Okay, it doesn't seem to affect the function any. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. Okay, save that. Make sure the change is stuck. It was using it before, but I was having a problem with it. Oh, hang on. Getting a call from my darling boyfriend. Sorry about that. Also, I don't think the mute function built into my headset's working. No, never mind. Yeah, it's working. I turned off the wrong thing. Oops. No, well. Yep, real professional over here. Anyway, I don't notice any change in the function, so I'm just gonna keep going. Alright, sets the gravity based on project settings. But yeah, we're getting some snow here. I've actually moved since the last time you guys have heard anything from me. The maybe 2 people who might still be checking out my YouTube channel here and there. But I am still in the state of Alabama. And we're having a snowstorm right now, which is not normal for this part of the country. But it's very nice. Anyway, but yeah, my boyfriend, the father of our children, will be coming home soon, so that's nice. Anyway, physics process. I'm just chatting to chat. I realize I'm probably just speaking into the void, but eh. Okay. Add the gravity. If not on floor. Okay. If there is a collision with either the cliff check or wall check, change direction. If change direction is true, then flip the speed and the whatchamacallits. Change the direction / location of the raycasts. Because the way I have it working is if change direction is true, then I have the wall check set to let me just pull up an alien and I can show you guys. Okay, let me turn off the sprite so you can see what I'm doing here. I just have the wall check here set to rotate to the other side whenever it does need to change direction, and the cliff check, that's this arrow pointing down, just switches to the other side. It's still pointing down though. I thought it was very simple and clever to do it that way. Okay. And then get node, this just flips the sprite back over. I don't know if I want to go ahead and comment every single line, because that's what I was doing when I was still learning how to program in the first place, back when I was like 16, so like 20 years ago. But I don't feel like I need to do that here. Everything seems pretty cut and dry to me. GD script is very simple to read anyway. Okay. This actually doesn't do anything. The only reason I didn't delete this node is because I didn't want to run into any any like errors or anything like that from like severed connections or whatever. But what this used to do is this used to it used to detect whether the player was jumping on a monster and then inflict damage to them or kill them or whatever, just kind of you know, whenever the player did that. But I decided to remove that because I want to add a ground pound power-up to my game, because I felt like it would be more fun to make like jumping on enemies more intentional. So what do you call this? Is deprecated the word I'm looking for? Okay, deprecated meaning. Minus AI because I don't want your AI summary. No, that's not right. Discouragement of use of something human-made, such as term, feature, design, or practice. I guess that's close enough. Removed in favor of ground pound. I'm just going to use removed. I'm a simple, so we're going to keep it simple. This moves the enemy damage to player to the player.gd. Yeah, GD. On player damage body entered, basically the enemies had a player damage body. You can actually still see it if you look at it. It's this one here, this big box. Whenever a player would enter this body here, it would inflict damage to the player. I don't know how well this is working. This collision shape has been good for, you know, the physics and all that. And the raycast, I guess, is good for the, you know, changing direction and all that. I don't know how having this collision shape on the outside would affect the physics, but the movement of this enemy is so simple, I feel like I don't really need to remove it, honestly. We'll take a look at that later if we have to. Deletes the enemy after the death sound has finished playing. And then this is just how I was taught to do it through that Zenva thing. Moves the enemy to the 10,000 position to prevent the game from having multiple collisions with the player before it is deleted. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, no. Function death. Get no death play, and then this just actually plays the death sound. Alright. Back to our scripts. What's next? Rocks. Oh, I spent too long on the rock. Okay. I was going to do a state machine for the rocks, in addition to the state machines for the player. And it's worked, kind of, but I don't really have an idle state for the rocks like I was originally planning to. It was weird. They were going to be round rolling rocks, but now instead, because I'm a baby programmer, I have them changed into blocks that kind of slide along the ground whenever they're dashed into. They can't just be pushed regularly, they have to be dashed into. I'm sure there are better ways to do this, but Okay, gets the rock node. And called. Not really doing anything with the ready function. Okay. And I guess this could fall under physics process, right? There's not even any real physics in this, though. Excuse me. Throat's feeling a little bit cloggy. Okay. Detects whether the rock is being pushed and be pushed and is touching a wall. Okay, because my thinking is if it's touching a wall, period, it cannot be moved. And the reason for that is, if it's touching a wall, you can only kind of bump into it from one side anyway. So I think that's a decent workaround for my little 2D game here. Slides the rock over 18 pixels. Okay, and the way I've done that is I just move the position 1 pixel. And then once that's done, I have a for loop here. So I have it moving 1 pixel at a time for 18 pixels, and between pixels there's a timer of 0.01 seconds. And that's how I kind of created the animation of the rock being pushed over. Rock can be pushed, and once all of that's done, then the rock can be pushed again. Make rock pushable again. It's pretty straightforward so far. Copy this over. Okay, now for the coin. I'm actually not gonna do the coin. This is going to be a fruit item that gives the player health back instead of a coin. Rework later. Okay. We're not touching coin.gd, rock.gd. Excuse me. Oh. Maybe I did want that to be physics. If the current state is idle and passed, so do nothing. I just noticed I'm not even using the idle state at all. Huh. If current state is being pushed, print pushing. We actually don't need that anymore. Let's see what happens if I change it to the physics process. Yeah, let's just have a quick looky-loo. Because whenever you have a function in a child mode like that, yeah, sorry about the sounds. Just kind of what I had. Okay, and it's still working, so I'm not that worried about it. Okay. Anyway, that'll prevent any problems that I might have in the future. Get rid of that, because I don't actually need it. I don't actually need this either, do I? Because once it's been pushed, it doesn't go back to being idle. We'll just leave it alone for now. I'll take a deeper look at it, maybe tonight, or if I want to add a feature or something later. Because right now, the only useful thing this does is detects whether the rock is touching a wall. I'm doing that with ray casts, which works pretty well. Okay, now as for the player, take a look at the bounce state. Man, I had to go through all of this code last night just to fix a problem with the double jump. Bounce state. Okay. It's the player node. Reset node is equivalent to the ready function called when this state is switched to. Change the animation to move. Get no jump. I don't think I actually use this anymore. The jump function I made. Okay. If player is bouncing. Okay, that's all the movement stuff. Movement left and right. Oh, whoops. Jumping. Dashing. And falling. All of these states are going to look basically the same. Okay, the dash state. Okay. Let me just copy these lines over. Dash state. Well, we don't actually need these dashes anymore. They don't exist. Don't exist anymore. So we'll just get rid of that. Make sure it's still working like it's supposed to. I've been meaning to get to that anyway. I keep getting errors. Because obviously the dashies and the dash nodes don't exist. God, that's loud. I apologize. Anyway. Plays the animation. Position. Yeah, that's just animation stuff right there. Player can dash is false. Okay. Disables dash while dashing. Okay, shoots the player 300 in the respective direction. That's how long the dash lasts, is 0.2 seconds. And then switch to idle when done. It's still snowing outside. It's very pleasant and pretty. And my electric blanket here cut out. I have to turn that on real quick. Physics process. Physics stuff. Okay. If they are dashing, okay. Disables the gravity for the player while dashing. This was something that I tried to fix before. Hello. Oh, hey, bud. Hey, Blighted Agony, or Satiel, or whatever it is you want me to call you. Can't listen in, but watching secretly between meetings. Have fun, dude. I sure will. I'm having fun. I'm having fun now. Okay. Okay, if the player's dashing, then disable gravity. Okay. That player.velocity.y equals 0 will also prevent them from kind of carrying any momentum over from like a drop or a dash or something. I actually don't have dashing enabled while the player is jumping or while they're falling, so it shouldn't be an issue, but it'll prevent issues in the future. Okay. Otherwise, set the gravity back to normal. Otherwise, set gravity back to normal. Alright, what's next? The fall state. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be a lot of the same thing over and over again. Bounce state. It's the player. Okay. Go into the ready function. Hope y'all are enjoying the music. If player is falling. Okay. Sets the falling velocity. Yes, terminal velocity is different from gravity. I wanted the player to fall a little bit faster than just the regular gravity for some reason. I can't remember what. Or maybe the player is supposed to fall faster than like other enemies or something. I can't remember why I did that exactly. Which is why I'm kind of kicking myself for not commenting as I went instead of stopping and commenting now, but whatever. Anyway. This function is the min function. It takes the minimum value of the... uses min, which takes the lowest value of the listed equations. Okay. Because they are equations. Player.y set to lerp. I can't remember what lerp does. Let's learn together. Okay. Linearly interpolates between two values by the factor defined in weight. To perform interpolation, weight should be between 0, 0, and 1. Including those two numbers. However, values outside this range are allowed and can be used to perform extrapolation. If this is not desired, use clamp. Okay. Both from and to must be the same type. Okay, so ints, floats, etc. Okay. So for example, if you lerp between 0 and 4 with a weight of 0.75, it'll return 3. Because 3 is going to be 4 times 0.75? I think I'm understanding that right. safely, or safety. Okay, we'll just close dogs for now. Okay, and 5 is what we used in the frickin' tutorial, but I can't remember why. Okay, movement stuff. Okay, jumping stuff. Apparently my U key's not working either, but that's not a keyboard thing, that's an operator thing. There we go. Okay. Reduces the number of jumps that can be done. That's the actual purpose of that, because you have a max number of jumps that you can do. So it's going to be like 2 jumps. It's a double jump. And then this just adds to the current jump count so that you can't go over those max jumps. That was fun debugging yesterday. Okay. Jump height times delta. Change state to jump. Dashing stuff. And then idle. Alright. That's the fall state done. Idle state is just movement stuff. This is probably going to be the least interesting after my alien.gd script. Okay, multiplayer. Like the ready function. Physics process, physics stuff. And believe me, these comments are going to be more useful to me than you probably think. So, while idle, if the player moves, switch them to the move state. Jumping stuff. And dashing stuff. And if they're in idle, they don't need to be any more in idle than that already. And this just sets the friction for the player to keep from sliding everywhere. Sliding might be a fun thing to add later. Hello, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Andrea Mend? I am doing just fine, thanks. How are you? I'm just commenting on my script here because I'm a baby programmer and I have no idea what I'm doing. And this helps me learn. Okay, jump state. This is probably going to be the most boring stream on Twitch right now, but if you're here, you're welcome to be here. Welcome, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. Gets the player node. Equivalent like type to ready function. It's doing more boring movement stuff. Half tempted to just add, hey, check out the other states to the comments here, because I'm getting tired of typing the same thing over and over again. If the player is currently jumping, we do want them to be able to move. Player can move left and right while jumping. I do want them to be able to control their fall, if I can. If they can double jump, let them. Player has to be on the floor. I remember that I did that because I was considering making it so that the player could dash in the air. Leave room for power up that allows dashing while in the air. Okay. And then fall. If falling. Okay. Push pushed state. That was for the rock. Move state. I'm getting tired of doing this. Okay, connect to the player. Like the ready function. Basic stuff. If the player is moving. Okay. Jumping stuff. Dashing stuff. This is so boring. Falling stuff. I kind of wonder if there's a better way to do this. Not the commenting, the actual like state machine, state changing thing. This is just again how I learned how to do it on Zenva. Connects to the player, you know, rather than copy pasting everything across states like that. I just wonder if there's a better way. The ready function totally pauses the physics processes, not the processes, totally pauses the movement processes while paused to prevent player from moving around for a second and a half. Okay, that was intentional too. I did that for, you know, whenever the player resets the level or whenever there's a screen transition, like whenever a new level loads. Because before, the player was able to move around some, and that's not great for what I'm trying to do with this game. Okay, the push state. This is what the player can do while pushing. I actually don't need this anymore. Okay, this is a little more interesting. Connects to the player, like the ready function. Physics stuff. Okay. Only push things if the player is dashing into a rock. Alright. If the player didn't dash into a rock, then do useless pushing. I was trying to avoid the phrase useless pushing. There we go. The player can still move. Whatever. Just put them in their pushing animation, which is what I want. But if the player's not pushing anything, that's right, I did this for animation reasons. Okay. This is here for animation reasons. Okay. If they're not pushing, by pushing either left or right, then go ahead and change status to idle, change state to idle to end the animation. Okay. Falling stuff. The player pushes into a wall and they fall through a hole or something. Yeah, you get it. Okay. Dashing stuff. Will not push rock though. Needs momentum. Okay. If action, just press jump. Allows player to jump while pushing. A lot of this is mostly just for the animation. Okay, animation.gd. I think this is just for flipping. Okay, just for flipping the sprite based on whether the player is moving left or right. Okay. Dash node. This is not something I need anymore. Let's just get rid of that. I don't need it. Oh, well. Okay, we'll just leave it here. Not in use. Only here to prevent errors. I could fix that later, but okay, the GUI. Okay. This actually needs to get totally redone. Redo this whole scene and script to work more in line with the actual intended gameplay. So yeah, that just needs to get redone. And then player.gd, this is much more complicated. You can see there's a big block of commented out stuff right here. Okay, time to explain future me. Explain to future me what we're doing here. Crack my knuckles here. I hope y'all don't mind that. I hope y'all can't hear it, honestly. Okay. So, connects to sprite and game over scenes, or nodes / scenes, respectively. I'm not actually using this. Leaving this here to prevent crashing. Okay, connects to the levels, level completion handler. Okay. Physics variables. Yeah, terminal velocity is just a little bit faster than gravity. These are the states. Side hit damage source. Decides whether a player is taking damage. Okay, I think I did that because the player touching a rock and touching an enemy, both of those states, both of those conditions were the same. Because I could only do like on area entered body or whatever. Anyway, this determines what kind of thing it is and determines, or makes it so that the player script can figure out whether it needs to take damage or not. Okay, decides which side of the player was whacked. Okay, ready. On start. Then we want to see if the player has reached a checkpoint. If yes, go to that checkpoint. Otherwise, go to the level's default starting position, which is stored in the level completer. That was the most convenient way I could figure out how to do it based on my current skill set. And then change it to paused. Freeze player for a second and a half to prevent moving around before camera catches up or transition finishes. Okay, physics stuff. They're not on the floor and they're not, excuse me, and they're not bouncing off of something. Apply gravity. Also, if bounce equals true, we don't need that. Okay. Bounces the player up. That's what happens if they get, if they bounce off of like an enemy or something. I think I have that as part of the thing here. Well, I did. Let's see. Bounce off of a block. Bounce player. Okay, that's where I handled that now. So I don't think I actually need that other thing. Yeah, okay. Again, I apologize about the volume. Okay, I don't have it bouncing up off of a block or anything. I might not even need this. Might not need this. Okay. If the ground booper is colliding, the ground booper. is this? That's right, that was to push the player up just in case they clip through the floor or something. Okay. Added just in case player clips through the floor. I was having an issue with that before. Changing the state. Changes the player's state. Current state is equal to the new state name, which is fed into the function when it's called. Get node state, get child count. If new state name is in the state, get child name. Reset the node. Okay. Reset the node is stored inside of that state, which is what basically pulls that function, which is kind of like the ready function for that script. Okay, cool. Function take damage. Handles damage for player. We're doing globals because I wanted to be able to save and load this thing. Okay, reduces health by 1. And then plays hit sound. If health is equal to or less than 0, then game over. Okay, if the damage source, that's right, if the damage source is a fall, then send them back to the spawn point. Okay, if it's a fall, send it back to the spawn point. Pause them for a second. Okay. If the player is, or has fallen, send them back to spawn point. If the player has reached a checkpoint, send them there. If the player hasn't reached a checkpoint, send them to the start of the level. Okay, that pauses them. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so I do bounce the player. Okay, cool. But I don't use that if bounce thing. I could probably just get rid of that. But again, I'll take a closer look later. Right now we're just commenting so I can make sure everything makes sense to future me. Determines which side to knock the player back. Did I do that up here? Did I? Bounces the player up. There we go. Okay. If the player is hit on left side. If player is hit on right side. Bounces the player up. I don't know why that H is there. Okay. Detects collision on large shape box thing. If area is pushable. If the thing is pushable, then change the status of that thing to being pushed. Say that yes, the player is hitting a block. Change the state to push. We don't need this anymore. Okay. If it's pushable and the current state is not dashing, then you're pushing nothing. Okay. Don't need that. Okay. Okay. Once player leaves the, or once the thing leaves the player's hitbox. Okay. Figures which direction the player is pushing. Okay. body entered. If the player's collision box is entered, if it's an enemy, take damage. Well, wait, if it's an enemy and the player is dashing, kill enemy. If the player is not dashing, take damage and make sure source is an enemy. And that's for the benefit of the script. Okay, cool. Colorrect.gd. This is my transition stuff. I don't understand it very well myself because I haven't studied shaders, so I'm going to skip this one for now. Game over. Okay. Okay, calls the level 1 scene to start game over again. Okay. Okay, hides the game over screen at the start of the level for game. You can get tree.pause equals false. Unpauses tree, I guess. Doesn't do everything every frame. On retry pressed. When retry is pressed, when the game is over, this function is called. Alright, we're getting there. Global.gd, this is my global variables. Okay, level.gd. Okay, this is just the death zone thing. Calls game over scene. And sets the spawning position for the player, I think. Start pause. Hang on. Start pause. Am I even using this? Don't seem to be. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, it doesn't even use that. Good to know. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay. Oh, whoops. If player enters fall damage zone. Excuse me. Yeah, again, I know it's weird that it's in the level.gd, but this is just how it was done in the tutorial, so this is just what we're doing right now. I actually don't even need this. Right? Yeah, pretty sure I don't need that at all, because it's not called in this function anymore, anyway. I could probably rename this. Level complete.gd. Okay. This is a little more fun. Okay. Calls the level handler, or it doesn't call the level handler. Prepares scene. Oh no, this is the signal stuff. Okay. Variables for what the current level is, what is next, and prepares the scene transition. leftover copy from my little handler script. I don't think I actually need it. Connects to the player. Connects. Oh, wait. Sets the spawn point for the player. It's the default spawn point. Okay. Alrighty. We don't need this anymore. Every frame. If the player presses reset, then reset the level, obviously. Emit signal that starts the transition. Start screen transition. Places player at their spawn point. Okay. Body entered. If the player enters this area, move on to the next level. Don't need any of this anymore either. Okay. Clears the checkpoint. Okay, only 3 more scripts to go. I'm doing pretty good, I think. And I still don't hear any kids waking up, so that's a good thing. Oh, sorry, two to go. No, it's 3. It's 3. Okay. Okay, main menu is the first load always. Connect to the level and save controllers. If you guys want to, I can take a deeper look at the actual scenes that I've built in nodes and explain them all to you. Okay, calls the transition scene. Saving. Okay. Actually, that name's pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to explain what verify save directory means. Verify or variable scene, instantiate scene. Controller adds the child called scene to the local controller and then connects to the signal inside. Okay. Level complete. Signal inside the scene. Okay. Action is just press load, which is F6. Okay, which is F5. Save and load data. Verify save directory. Loads data. Loads globals. Don't need that anymore. Loads the save game. There is only one save game. Once loading is done, I do this. It so that the saved information is posted to global saver. We don't need to print saved anymore. Moves the old level. Transitions screen and then loads in the new level. Okay. First, start to fade in the rectangle. down the line. Connects to game over. Okay, this actually starts that transition. After a few seconds, delete transition square. Alright. That's already looking a lot better. Okay, all that's left is the main menu, which is simple, and then the save data one. Okay. Gets the level 1 scene path. Okay. Starts the first level. I'm going to have to add like a continue button if I want to do a load a save game rather than going into the game and then loading. But I'll tackle that maybe next time. I'm starting to run out of time here before my kids wake up. Okay. Export variables to be saved in a save file. Updates the save file data to match global values. Don't need this anymore. Okay. Updates the global values to match the save file. Delete. And that should be everything that I needed to comment. Going down the list has made it so much easier. And let's see how she plays. Make sure she's still working. You know what? Let me do you guys a kindness and just my volume mixer. Just mute my game. Where is it? There it is. Okay, yeah, that's better. I'll undo that later, because I'm gonna still have to hear what's going on. I just don't want the somewhat obnoxious jumping sound to, you know, sit in your ears. Still working as intended. Okay, let's hit reset. Okay, yep, that's still working. I'm still not moving when I don't need to be. If I hit F5, that'll save. Okay, when I load, should have 4 hearts. Yep. Okay, yeah, I actually need to change that transition a little bit. I just, borrowed a, Doom melting screen transition that I found on, I forget the name of the website. I think it's GodotShaders.com or something. And then modified it a little bit. But, yeah. I think it's working alright. Boop. Okay. Okay, still bouncing off of enemies. That's good. Have to dash into you. Stuck here. That's unfortunate. Oh, well, that didn't work. Well, level 2's not even done really yet. But anyway, new scene instantiate is not working. I guess I'll have to figure out what happened there. Resource not found, resource not given, basically. Let's take a look at level 2 and see if there's a quick fix for that. Level 2, level complete. Okay, yeah, it's not loading the current scene. That makes sense. Copy path. Paste. Stop it and reload. I guess I should go ahead and set that spawn position 2 while I'm at it. Just for now, it is 80 by 8. Okay, so X is like 8, and Y is like 775. And the nice thing about it is I've already got a loaded game, so we'll just hit F6. It'll save me from having to do half of that level. Unfortunately, get stuck there. Yep. If I hit F6 here, okay, that works again. That's good. Which actually, this tells me that I'm gonna save here, just so I can make sure saving is working at this level. This tells me that this is probably broken now too. You'll notice that level 3 is just a copy of level 2. Excuse me. F6. F5. F6. R is not working. Oh, you need to be renamed for starters. Okay, level 2. Level 3. And I'll bet that you don't have. Yep. Copy path. Paste. Save. Save. Let's try this again. Okay, F6. And then if I reload here, okay, reloading works in level 3. Let's go back and make sure it works in level 2. Also, what do you guys think of my little sprite guy? Okay, reloading works here now too. Should be able to go back. I am. Okay, cool. I guess that's it. That's all I have time for right now anyway. Kids are probably gonna be up here soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Anyway, I hope, I know I didn't really get a lot of people here today, but, you know, anyone who views this in the future on, I guess, my game dev channel, because that's probably where this is gonna wind up. Anyone who watches this in the future, I hope you enjoyed what I was able to show you today. If the audio is wonky, please let me know, because I don't really get good live feedback like that. It's literally just my old gaming laptop, and like an old headset that I'm using. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. If you guys didn't enjoy it, let me know what I could be doing better. I'll continue to do this maybe, like I said, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. We'll see. Kind of depends on how well my kids are napping. Depends on what we have going on, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Love you.